He just pulled a body out of his car, and it has no head. I don't know what is going on.
Where'd he go? Right here, stop.
On July 28, 2021, onlookers in Shakopee, Minnesota would witness a man removing the body of a headless woman from his car. That man would later be identified as Alexis Sabora Viltres, an illegal immigrant from Cuba. Alexis seemed to have a life on the road.
Wow.
He was living in a Travelodge motel nearby with a girlfriend of his, America Thayer. Police recordings investigating the incident hint that they had been living there since December of 2020. People who interacted with Alexis felt uncomfortable, to say the least. Alexis's character fits his criminal record as well, as he has multiple convictions in Minnesota and Louisiana for arson, driving under the influence, fleeing a police officer, and domestic abuse.
See, this is an older case, but why would this guy still be in the country if he's gotten all of these type of arrests and multiple convictions? Not just arrests, multiple convictions. Get this type of person out the country, no matter who they are, whether they are, you know, I guess you can't deport people if they are legally from here, but lock them up. Lock them up. Domestic abuse, fleeing a police officer, you know, that's driving under the influence, arson, bruh. Come on, bruh. And you're not even a U.S. citizen. This is crazy.
Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I did. I tried talking to the...
Did it happen just right now here?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Is that real? Or is that fake?
Yeah, it's real.
Alexis's domestic abuse records span as far back as 2009.
He headed her.
At that time, he was arrested for preventing his then-girlfriend from leaving their vehicle by pulling on her hair.
Wow.
He also has another domestic abuse charge in 2011 with a different past living girlfriend.
Don't
For
know
this
how to control
girlfriend,
his
he was
emotions.
charged with attempted murder, second-degree kidnapping, false imprisonment with a dangerous weapon, and domestic abuse battery by strangulation.
Yo, why is he still out on the street? Why is he still out on the street with all this stuff that he got to... Oh my God.
Friend from 2011 was found with a swollen face and a lacerated arm. Reports indicate that the extreme abuse happened in that case due to a belief Alexis had, that his then-girlfriend was cheating on him. Alexis reportedly threw his victim on a bed, suffocated her with a pillow, and repeatedly punched through the pillow, swelling her right eye and lips. He then grabbed a large knife, repeatedly told her he was going to kill her, and attempted to stab her, causing the laceration in her arm. Eventually, Alexis's knife broke and the victim was chased throughout their home.
That's crazy.
Alexis resorted to using a pair of scissors as a weapon. Holes caused by the knife and scissors could be seen throughout the home, including in a door and parts of the bed. A third roommate called the police during this altercation, and Alexis threatened to kill his victim and his roommate if they spoke to the police. After these incidents, ICE had intervened and tried to deport Alexis. However, his home country of Cuba wouldn't approve the necessary travel documents, forcing him to stay within the U.S. Eventually, Alexis was released.
Bruh, send these people to some type of island. I wish I had the bomb effect on here right now. Send these people to some type of island when they do these criminal offenses, and his country don't want to take him back. Of course his country don't want to take him back. They already see the type of person that he is. That's why they don't want him there. They want to keep him here. But that's crazy, yo.
Released on an order of supervision. Fast forward to 2017, and Alexis would have a new girlfriend by the name of America Thayer. On July 23rd of that year, America would call law enforcement after a domestic dispute with Alexis. Reportedly,
ladies, please be careful out there. Please vet these niggas that y'all dating. These men, whoever y'all want to call them, please vet these people that y'all are dating. See if they have emotional control. See how they react towards silence and absence, because a lot of people that get real clingy and love bomb you, they will tear your ass up if you try to leave them. You got to really be careful. A lot of people cannot handle rejection. A lot of people lack emotional control, meaning they lack they can't identify their emotions. They lack emotional intelligence. They, like I said, lack emotional control, which is a part of emotional intelligence, and they can't regulate their emotions when they start to feel something, especially negative emotions overwhelm them, overwhelm their heart, overwhelm their body, overwhelm their mind, where they cannot think straight and they just react off of feelings. Please be careful out there.
Alexis became angry because he thought she was speaking with another man at the bar they were both patronizing. When police arrived on scene for that case, Alexis had pinned down a...
Bro, you're shorty talking to somebody at the bar. Let her do that, and you just do what you need to do. Whether you put her in a certain position in your life, or you just remove yourself from her because she doesn't have the respect that you need her to have for you. Just, you gonna put your hands on her? She's already choosing what she wants to do. You can't tell people how to live their life. You just have to watch how they do and see if it aligns with who you are and what you choose to believe and what you choose to live by.
America and forced his hand over her mouth because he did not want her speaking with law enforcement.
Wow.
For that incident, Alexis was arrested and a pre-trial no-contact order was put in place. However, just 3 days later, America then wrote a handwritten note asking to have it removed, saying, "I need to be in contact with him to help us, and we will go to any treatment recommended." She highlights that they didn't have problems for 4 years.
That was forced.
Unfortunately, it is common for victims of domestic abuse to downplay their own abuse.
Because they don't want to get beat up.
According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, victims of domestic abuse may have a hard time leaving a relationship due to the fear of retaliation, due to manipulation tactics that may make them believe they lack safety or support outside of their partner, or due to mixed feelings of good times or love for their partner despite the abuse.
And that's that negative, toxic side of dating, where a lot of people will mistreat you and be rude and be disrespectful in a mean way to demean you, to not uplift you and make you a better version and greater righteous version of yourself, but to put you down so that you feel that they're the only person that could ever love you. You gotta get away from motherfuckers like that. Tell somebody, lead a country, bruh, lead a state, do what you need to do to get away from people like this when you sense and see this type of treatment from somebody.
One study listed in the U.S. Department of Justice,
especially if they're not being humorous with it, or, or jokingly, because you can tell the difference between a person who means this shit and a person who's just joking about it because they're just a sarcastic person. Just be careful, man.
Viewed men who had killed their partners. Most often, the precipitating events that led to the murder were either threats of separation by their partner or actual separations. Unfortunately, on July 28, 2021, Alexis would contribute to that statistic by killing America and discarding her body in broad daylight.
My goodness.
Multiple witnesses were interviewed at the time, and one had even recorded a video on Snapchat of America's head on the road and the rest of her body being thrown out of the car.
And was he the only one in the vehicle? No, well, there's this body laying on the ground. He had a huge knife. He was chopping at something in the car. Had a huge knife. And yes, and he tossed the knife into the grass. He pulled what looks like a head with hair out of the car, threw it on the ground, and then pulled the body out of the car. Okay, so he threw the head out in this area. God. Yes, it's on the ground.
Shortly after that scene, police scattered to find the man responsible.
Recording. Where'd he go? Right here. Stop.
This guy is evil.
Now! On the ground! Now! Get on the ground! Put your hands out where we can see them!
Out like an airplane.
Out like an airplane!
Put them out.
Shh. Put him in the darkest cell y'all could find. No light. With the rapist that could be in there tearing his ass up. For the evil shit he be doing, bro.
Yep, got him. Do not move.
He's terrible. I'm glad they got him too. The way he could serve some time. Or just be in there for the rest of his life. Fuck that.
We're gonna take this thing off you. Do you have any weapons on you? You got a knife? Where's the knife at?
Yeah, he's evil.
Okay.
Look, ain't no compassion in his eyes, no mercy, none of that.
That's what I was first too.
Wicked and wretched.
We'll find out. Okay? What's your first name, sir? Alexi?
Alexis, right? Saburai?
You got your ID in your pocket? All right.
Yo.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna after the officers finish patting you down here, we're gonna put you in a car and we're gonna go visit with you a little bit here.
We're gonna need a translator.
Later at the station, Alexis confessed to killing America. According to detective notes submitted to the court for evidence, Alexis is captured on video being asked what happened to her head, and Alexis replied, making a cutting motion with his hand across his throat. After the interrogation, investigators interviewed acquaintances of Alexis and America for more information. Patrons of the travel lodge Alexis and America were staying at had noted Alexis had threatened to cut America's head off days prior. Witnesses at the lodge also noted Alexis frequently carried a large knife with him and spent his time in the woods near the hotel. A friend of America's also noted that Alexis faked being mentally ill in order to deceive the courts and receive lesser charges for crimes he had committed.
So he even had intentions behind this after he do the shit, how he gonna get out of it. But the fact that they also caught him and people witnessed him saying, oh, he was gonna behead her before he did it, man, I hope he get the worst charges ever for this shit.
In the past, citing Alexis's charge for arson. For that charge, Alexis allegedly set fire to an apartment complex to protest law enforcement in the wake of the George Floyd incident. Now in 2023, Alexis was convicted and found guilty of murder. However, Alexis's defense pushed for the case to consider his sanity.
It's terrible that the lawyers that have to plead some of these cases, even though they see how egregious the offenses are and the proof that's there, they still would plead for this guy insanity or that he's not guilty. Bruh. See, places like China and certain places, I want to say like Dubai, if they catch you doing something and they got it on tape and they got proof of it, I don't think there's no case. They're just doing what they need to do to you. That's why the crime rates are very low there, especially in Dubai, because the punishment is so severe for crimes that it deters people from doing those such crimes and have them be on their best behavior, which anybody in society should be. They should be on their best behavior, loving thy neighbors, you love thyself, and respecting people around you. When respect is not established and peace is not established, this is the type of stuff people do, especially when they don't respect people around them and they feel that the consequences won't be severe. This is what a lot of people do. But this guy, this is the most egregious thing I've ever seen. Let's finish this up.
When this happens, the court breaks down the verdict into two parts. The first part asks if the defendant committed the crime. For this, Alexis was found guilty. The second part asks if the defendant was mentally ill under the Minnesota standards. The court found Alexis fit those standards for this case.
Not mentally
Alexis
ill.
is still guilty of committing the crime, but the office will label him as mentally ill and dangerous. America Thayer's son, Charles Thayer, had this to say about that ruling. It is tough to understand how somebody can commit cold-blooded murder, plan to do it, tell everyone they're going to do it, have a motive to do it, and then somehow be considered insane.
Crazy.
Should the judge make that determination, Alexis will likely be sent to the Minnesota Security Hospital in St. Peter, which is a secure facility. At the time of editing this video, Alexis is still in custody at the Scott County Jail. The commitment trial is currently scheduled for August 28, 2023.
John, what hotel number?
I don't want to see no more of this guy. I hope, I don't know what the update is of this case is, but I hope this motherfucker rotting in jail. You know, they say, oh, without a fault, throw the first stone. But you're going to do something like this to somebody, there's a certain level of evil that's in this nigga's heart that's not going away. To do something like this. Anyway, judge not, let ye be judge. This one really fucked my head up. Yeah. Be careful who y'all get to know. Be careful who y'all let in y'all homes. Be careful who y'all befriend. Be careful who y'all talk to. Be careful who y'all trust. Could be somebody like that. Anyway, YouTube is gonna recommend another video right here. Like, comment, subscribe if you fuck with this video. Appreciate y'all. Peace.